here is I'm gonna watch the messages.
All right.
If anybody has a question for you guys, or if any trolls come in, block them. You know what I mean? Um, we're gonna wait some people to get on here. And people watching the replay, this is Mike for Narcotropolis. I'm here with Brian and Brittany. I'll just wait for some people come in live and I'll repeat myself. All right, let me see here. If you want, you can put it on and you can read the messages too, or you want me to. It doesn't matter. You know my channel. Woo. You like it over there, bud? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Did you see the big boat?
The big boat over there.
That big boat. Did you see the big boat?
Yeah, there you go. Here you. There you go. All right, so let me put it this way.
Turn hers down.
Yeah. I turned mine already. All right, so we're gonna. It's 4 so far, and wait some more people get in the chat. As you can see, I'm here by the Delaware River, here in beautiful Chester, Pennsylvania.
I wouldn't say all that. No, I'm just kidding. It's pretty young.
Yeah, it's beautiful down here. All right. Wow, I don't know. Let me show you the ship real quick. See that ship? See the ship? Beautiful ship. Anyway, we're not here to talk ships. But Elias, come say hi. 14 people already in here. Come say hi. No, you got to go over there. You got to go with them. That's where the camera's at. Right between them. Say hi.
Hi.
Elias. Brittany and Brian's the first my YouTubers subscribers to meet him.
We feel special.
Yeah, so 21 people. Anybody? Okay, so we're gonna just talk, guys. We're gonna pretend the camera's not here, and we're just gonna talk. Can somebody let me know if you can hear me? I know you can hear them too, but can you hear me? Somebody say yes, please. We're just gonna talk, pretend the camera's not here. I don't even want to look at it. I don't look at it. But can y'all hear me? Yes, they can hear me. Hey, Barb, how you doing? Hey, Shadow.
Hey, Shadow. Hey, Barb.
All right, so you can see I'm here with Brittany and Brian. Hey, guys.
What's up?
So, you want to go play? Go ahead, go play. Just make sure you don't touch nothing. So just everybody know, how long has it been that he's been clean?
I'm coming up on 6 months.
6 months.
On the 17th.
17th. And
I have 3 months.
3 months, yeah.
Yeah.
You talked
I
about
went back out.
Yeah, you talked about your relapse, but you're doing great now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hi, hello, how you doing? Guys, if anybody has any questions, I'm reading the comments. So if you have any questions for them, just just put it in the comments and I'll ask them the question. You already know, trolls, what's going to happen if you come in here. So you can try it. What do you want to talk about? I mean, I usually ask you guys questions, but you want? I usually ask questions, but.
All right, so we left Kensington March 17th, and we were down at the Fix Ministry, and then I ended up leaving, but Brian stayed, and I went back out to Philly. I took a Greyhound and got there at like 4 o'clock in the mornings, and I had 2 months clean when I went back out. So I was out there for 5 days and I overdosed 5 times.
Wow.
I woke up in the ICU the last time, and then I ended up coming back down here. He's not my friend, but someone drove me back all the way down here.
What did your husband say when you asked him to come with you?
He said, I love you and I don't want you to go, but I'm not going with you. Like, I'm not living.
Or if he does, what's going to happen?
I'm going to bury him.
And you're going to wind up burying your husband. That must have hurt. And you still went.
I did.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's hard. Once it's in my head, like, there's no stopping it. Like, I had ran and, like, sitting there, and Pastor Wren from the men's house, and Pastor Mike Moore, and then a girl from the house, Angie, and we were all sitting on the dock at Mike Moore's house. That's our pastor from Beacon Hill. And ran and was like, rebuke it, like praying, and like they were all crying, and I'm like, I'm crying, and I'm like, I don't care what happens to me, you know what I mean? And like at that point, like I really believed it. Like I thought it'd be easier just to
I don't mean to cut you off. I just want to rewind a little bit. When you said you was down there for 5 days and you OD'd 5 times, where was you staying? The same place?
Yeah, I went back to the same place, and everyone's like, "You look so good." Justin's the first person that actually hit me,
I remember.
and he refused to hit me again. He said, "Britt, go back to Virginia. Like, I'm not hitting you again. You need to find someone else because you just died."
You want to explain hitting to the viewers?
He shot me up in my neck, and I fell right out. I don't remember any of it. I didn't even get a feeling of being high. It happened so quick, and I woke up and blood was coming out of my nose, and I was blue. And my friends up there refused to be a part of it. And I remember I saw the New York Post video with Justin saying, "I've never had anyone overdose," and this was like 8 months ago when we did our interview.
Right.
And they did it like a couple weeks later, and but for him, like, to be like, "Britt, like, you look so good, you're doing so good, like, I wish I could be there."
Yeah.
And like everybody like wants to get out, but like I'm like, "Come with me, my pastor's coming back up in a couple days to get me." And actually Mike Moore came to the ICU because I was supposed to meet him that day and
Right.
never showed up. And he found me. He called all the hospitals, and he went to Episcopal and found me in the ICU room. I was on like a Narcan drip for 24 hours. I was OD'd for 2 hours.
What's that mean, Narcan drip?
So instead of them just doing it up my nose, had an IV hooked up to it. Like,
And
my
it's
heart
Narcan?
stopped in the middle of the night again, and I was on it already, on the Narcan drip. I woke up with like things attached to me. I don't know what they were, but
This is worse than heroin.
yeah.
Way worse.
And like the funny thing is like I only did one bag. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
because you've been clean for a couple months.
yeah.
That's why.
So like that's the worst thing to do is go
Yeah.
back out and
Yep.
do a whole bag. Like when he OD'd 3 times in 1 month, he was doing a quarter of a bag. And it was bad. The dealers actually on that block where we lived kicked me off the block and said, "You're bringing too much heat," like, because the ambulance had to keep coming, and they told me I wasn't allowed back on the block.
You know, I had to ask you a question, Brian. When they contacted me for you guys,
Right.
they said they're going to come down that weekend, right? But they never. I said, hit me up like an hour before you headed. Then they hit me up when they got in Kensington.
Right.
We're here, but I was doing something. I couldn't make it. But I said they wanted to know where to find you guys, so I told them where to look. Half hour later, they said, "We found them, but we have a problem." I said, "What?" They said, "She wants to go, but he doesn't." So I said, we talked about this already, but I want to ask you a question. I said, "You tell Brian, every time we had a discussion, he always said, I got to get my wife off the streets. We're going to die out here. Here's your fucking opportunity. Tell him to go." And then 10 minutes later, we got them in the van. They're going. Explain how that went down. Like, what happened there?
I mean, honestly, I really don't remember telling them that I didn't want to go then.
Yeah, they said you didn't want to go.
No, I remember the first time we met them, I kept making excuses. You know what I mean?
Was you high when the second time?
Oh, yeah, I was high every day up there.
Yeah. Maybe it could be a possibility. That's why you don't remember.
But no, I remember.
I walked up to the Hope dealer van.
Yeah, I
there,
remember
like, what is
them
going
pulling
on? Who are
up,
these people?
and the driver got off, and he asked where Brian and Brittany were, and I said right here, and they were like, "We're here to take you back down to Virginia," and I was like, "Well, wait for Britt to get back. As soon as she gets back, if she's ready, I'm ready." That's what I remember saying.
And you went right away? You went like that? You just went?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why would they say that to me then?
Because I think they were talking about the first time.
The first time.
Yeah. Because the first time he didn't want to get there.
Did you ever stop to think?
Well, it wasn't that I didn't want to go. I never wanted to be up there. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
every day we wanted to get out of there, but it's the fear of going through the withdrawal.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah. I know what you're talking about, man. I know. I've been
The
there.
fear of
I've been there.
failure. You know what I mean? The fear of success. It's
Or getting clean and coming back after a month. That's
right.
You know what? Did you ever stop to think about your blessings? These people drove 5 hours from Virginia.
Oh yeah.
There's hundreds of people out there, but they were looking for you two.
But they came more than one time to find us.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like, they
You don't think it's
kept
God's calling?
going.
Yeah,
No, I
absolutely.
definitely do.
They came in
Absolutely.
for you two for a reason.
Absolutely.
And not even that, like when we went down there, everybody knew us. Like people at church we never met before would come up like crying, hugging us, like you give us so much hope, you know what I mean? Like just loved on us, and we never had that anywhere, you know what I mean?
And you don't even
Not
know
like,
them.
and we didn't even know them.
Yeah, that's the people you want to surround yourself with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They go to church.
If it would have been any other place, I mean, well, I can't say any other place. If it would have been any other, like vibe, you know what I mean? I don't think I would have ended up staying down there, or you know what I mean?
Let me ask you a question. Before fentanyl, did you do heroin?
Yeah.
Fentanyl's worse, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Let me tell you what I experienced. When I did heroin, I never shot up, but the most I did in one day was 7 bags a day because I was selling my own product.
Right.
I never shot up, but when I first started, I remember one bag would last me like 2-3 days.
Yeah.
And then when I started doing a whole bag a day, one bag would last me for like if I take a half a bag, it'll last me like 3 hours.
Right.
I've done fentanyl. One half a bag lasts like 20 minutes,
Right.
more.
Well,
And
that's
that's what-
what the
that's-
thing. We would go to sleep and wake up and we'd be sick again.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what they're doing.
And
They're
then
just
when
cutting
you
down.
do it with the coke and crack, like it's really not doing anything. I feel like
You
it's
get
like
sick faster,
blocks
more too with
itself out.
fentanyl.
Right.
That's,
Well, they're just cutting down to, you know, it's they get paid on the customers that come back and how fast they come back.
they're
So
making money.
they went from, you know, I started doing heroin at 15 years old. After a bad car accident I was in, got hooked on pills, started doing dope, and I did it. It gave me energy at first. You know what I mean? When you first did it, later on at night you would start to nod off, but one bag, you know, you could do a bag or two in the morning, go to work, and not have to do nothing for 10, 12 hours.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about.
Once the fentanyl hit, and nobody knew that there were, in the beginning, nobody knew they were putting the fentanyl in dope. You know what I mean? And then they slowly phased it out. They're getting it for a quarter of the price that they're paying for real heroin.
Yeah.
Then it cuts it down to 4 to 6 hours. Now with the trank, that's 2 hours tops. And you just...
Did you ever get wounds like they're having out there?
Yeah.
I've never seen you.
Yeah, I got scars all over my legs.
I think you did on your legs. I gave you wound care before. Yeah, that's right.
She
Look at
almost...
this scar. Look at that thing.
Yeah, but
Disgusting.
at
I have my knee cut open.
But at least you got your arm. At least you got your arm.
Yeah.
There's a girl that was out there, a Spanish girl, Myra Maria. I don't. They're gonna quote me on this, whatever her name was. But I used to give her a wound care. I interviewed her a couple of times, and then the next time I saw her, she was missing her arm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I missed lost my feet.
She was missing her arm, right? Then she goes into treatment. Sorry, she comes out. The rehabs won't take her because she got a wound. Like
that was our problem.
That's sad. Why? That's crazy.
Only Valley Forge and Eagleville are the only two rehabs that'll take you with wound care.
That's
So
crazy.
you
I mean,
can't
as
go
of when
to-
we were...
So she was back on the street with her arm. Like she lost her arm like 2 weeks ago, and she's out in the street.
Yeah.
And then like a week after that, she was in a wheelchair. And I told her, when you're gonna die of her? You lost your arm, which your legs are next. You're in a wheelchair now, because she was never in a wheelchair. I think the city has to do more. I really do.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I walked around in a boot for 8 months on the street, 2 different times, like, and it was bad.
I mean, I think they're just doing the same thing they did back in the late 90s, early 2000s with Operation Safe Streets. They pushed it from the original Badlands, which is down there like 5th in Indiana, Cambria, you know what I mean?
By 5th Street, 4th Street.
They pushed it all up. That's where it originally was. When I first started going up there, that's where everything was.
Yeah.
You know, Cambria, Indiana.
Simpson did black tape.
Right.
So coke at.
Yeah.
I used to cut that around here too.
Now they pushed it up to the Ave, and now they're just pushing it up past Allegheny.
Right.
Next thing you know, it'll be at Tioga, and that'll be the main hotspots. Not to say it's not already there, because it is.
How would you stop everything in Kensington right now? What would you attack first? I say it all the time.
You gotta have.
I think
you
they
gotta
need to
stop
do something
it from
with-
coming in.
Yeah, but don't you think
Homeless people.
dealers? Don't you think dealers?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
They're-
but
they're
there's,
coming in.
there's another dealer there to take its place.
Yeah, I
They're
know.
using us, the junkies, as the dealers because, like, who cares? You know what I mean? Like, we're always going to need it, and they just put us in place. You know what I mean? Like, we've worked.
And
on
now
it.
they're using addicts for hits on other addicts. You know what I mean?
And then they'll do a raid, and it's open an hour later.
Let me ask you a question. And tell me if you believe it or not, since you've been out in them streets. I was interviewing a girl at Needle Park, and she told me that the city rents that out to the dealers. You believe that?
I believe there's a lot of corrupt police out there.
Oh, yeah.
You believe
Guaranteed.
something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, because there's no way that
you don't
they're
know
getting
how
away with
high it's
all
going,
that
but
and how bad it is. You know what I mean?
there's too many people. There's people that got their hand in the cookie pot per se. That there's a reason it's not stopping.
I seen addicts get locked up on the payment for shoplifting, and right across the street, just dealers dealing drugs.
Right.
Why don't you lock them up?
Right.
But they're locking up the addicts. I didn't get that, and I caught it a lot of times on film on my channel.
It's just there's too many of them. And then, like I said, like they're just replaced.
But there's
so
a lot
quick.
of cops out there now. You see how many cops are out there now?
Yeah, well,
I've
when
seen
I
some of
was
it, yeah.
back up there, they were, my friend was like, the mayor's down the street, we gotta go. And like, we all just still sat there and still got high. You know what I mean? Like, and then we went under the bridge to where we stayed. We all went under there and got high. So like, you're just gonna move us, but we're gonna go right back. Just like when they would move our tents. We'd move it across the street so they could come in and street clean, and then we'd move it right back as soon as the cops pulled off. Like,
And they don't have nowhere to put anybody. You know
Brian,
what I mean?
what's your worst memory of Kensington Avenue?
I'd rather not.
All right, okay.
My worst, I would rather not.
Okay, then let's say this: crime, like somebody getting killed or beat up or stabbed. Like, what's the worst crime you've seen down there? I know you've seen a lot.
Probably, well, recently, I was down in Huntington, and they did a drive-by and shot this young kid.
You saw it?
Yeah, I actually held the kid's head. He had a hoodie on. I held his head while we picked him up and put him in the cop car, and his whole hoodie was filled with blood.
Dead, probably.
Yeah, I mean, I think he survived 2 days.
And where was that?
or something
Huntington Park?
We're at Huntington Station.
It was like an 18-year-old kid or something.
Huntington. Oh, the L
station right there.
Okay, yeah,
Yep.
right there off Lehigh.
Yeah, I was like 2 blocks down, closer to Lehigh, like halfway in between Lehigh and Huntington. I was actually looking for Britt, and I heard the gunshots go off. I hit the ground, and when they stopped, I ran up there, and the kid was laying out, like in the middle of Huntington, right before
So what made you help?
Because at the end of the day, like, I don't want to see anybody lose their life over it. You know what I mean?
You're a special person because a lot of people will keep walking by.
Yeah. A lot of people up there are going to run those pockets. You know what I mean?
Oh, they do it now when people sleep.
Yeah, absolutely.
I caught
They
it
do
on
it
video.
people OD, and I would yell at people all the time because they would come up and try and
People
rob
coming.
them.
Why are they going in his pockets? What do you think?
It's sad.
I seen people take people's chains off their necks.
And I got kids that age. You know what I mean? Like,
I said things too. Yo, give his chain back. I followed his
When
black
I woke up the last time, well, not the last time, but when I woke up the second to last time, my pocketbook was gone. My belly ring was taken out of my stomach.
What?
Yeah.
What?
I've seen people take shoes off of people's feet while they're sleeping at Needle Park. Like, literally walk up, untie their shoes, and walk off with their shoes.
That's why they made fun of me one time because I found these brand new pair of Nikes when I gave them to somebody. They needed them.
We just saw a lady at Wilmington Station, and she had no shoes on. She was like, your eyelashes are so pretty. Like, nothing's wrong with me. I just think you're so pretty. And like apologized to him. But she had no shoes on. She was this older lady. And like, Brian went in my bag and took my sandals out and gave her a pair of shoes.
All right, so
and like that made her day.
I want to say something that's been bothering me for a couple months, but I just want to say because I want you to tell them this is not a choice. I mean, it just happens. It's like a disease. How do you feel when people out there call you bitches and hoes on the streets of Kensington?
For me, it came with the lifestyle. I was going to do whatever I had to do to support me and my husband. You know what I mean? And it's just an easy way to get quick money. You know what I mean? But where I am now, I would never do that again.
Right.
I would be working like I always worked before.
Because you already know if you go back, what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You already know
and
the
like,
outcome.
I talk to my kids every day, and I have a relationship with my family.
And God.
And God. And
Right.
like, I just wouldn't give that up because I know Because before I'd always be like, oh, I could do it one time.
I'm
And it's
fine.
never one time.
I've done it. I said
Never.
the same thing.
Like, we don't even drink alcohol. You know what I mean? Like, we do nothing. We smoke cigarettes. That's the worst.
Both of you
the
can
worst.
die of overdose right now if you go back.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Quick.
And that's why I'm glad he didn't come back, because I know he would have been the one to do it to me and then did himself, and we both would have died. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
the reason
so,
why-
like,
Well, I
God, like, definitely, like, worked in my favor with that.
I'd already told her if I go back, like I already had my plan. I wasn't going to put myself through that again. I wasn't going to put my wife through it again. I wasn't going to be a part of it no more. And I was going up there, and the money I had in my pocket was going to go to as many bags of dope as I can get, and I was going to walk up the tracks, and that was going to be it. And that's
The reason why I asked that question to you was because we're all sinners. We're born sinners.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So I don't like when people judge the female or males on the streets of Kensington, especially if they've never been in that position.
I mean, at the
They've
end
never
of the
been in that
day,
position.
when I grew up, I wasn't like, I'm going to be a
Right.
homeless drunk.
Nobody
you know
does.
What I mean? Like,
Nobody.
my parents didn't do drugs. My sisters don't do
Right.
drugs. Like, there was no reason for me to go down that road. And I did. You know what I mean? And it all started off as fun and games, partying in high school. And then you get addicted. Then you go through withdrawal. Then you can't stop. You know what I mean? And it's rough. And then you feel so bad about yourself that you give up. You're like, I'm never going to get out of it. I'm never going to get my life back. Like, because we lived having our kids and working and living real life.
Right.
And then we lost it all. So, like, I feel like that played a big part in me staying out there for so long.
And I know there's people watching that you're going to help with this interview. I know, trust me, I know, because this is not the first time I did an interview like this. It does help. So, you know, that bothers me. It still bothers me to this day, you know, how people can say that.
But at the end of the day, like, as long as you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, and, like, all that matters to me are my kids and my family. You know what I mean? I don't care what people say. And everything that someone says about me, I've said about myself. You know what I mean?
Purple
So,
Val-
like, I'm my own worst enemy. You
Purple
think someone
Val-
else is going to hurt me?
Purple Val Machine says you're tough now.
Yeah.
And so, just, you know, it's good. You got to, God comes first, then your kids, and then, you know, the family. But it's good to have a relationship with God. A lot of people
Changed our lives.
Yeah, it does. It does really work. You just have to have faith and believe in it. But a lot of people don't believe in it. But that's their choice.
And we didn't
Yeah.
either. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, I grew
never
up Catholic.
did.
He didn't grow up anything.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I can remember the up until going down to Virginia, the last time I was at church, I was probably 11 years old. It was at I'm not going to say what denomination church, but it was with a family, you know, a friend and his family. And it was a Palm Sunday.
Well, you
And
just said
well, whatever. But it was like 3 hours long, you know what I mean? And I never stood, knelt, and sat so many times, and I swore I would never go back, and I didn't. And then for the longest, I was just didn't believe, you know what I mean? It was like,
Lynn said you guys are in a good place. Just keep the faith. Thank you, Lynn. Please hit the like button, guys. Yeah, so hit the like. Elias said hit the like button.
For us, it's staying plugged in. And, like, I was so, after I did the 40 days in jail, I was like, I'm coming back to Pennsylvania. Like, I thought they were extraditing me back here, and they ended up not, you know what I mean? I feel like that was, like, God's plan. Like, you're staying in Virginia,
Right.
and now I love it down there. Like, coming back up here
How'd you
gives
get here?
me and him
Train.
anxiety.
yeah.
Like, just being around our old places. Like, we were walking in Wawa the other day, or last time we were up here, and
Literally
one of
the
our dealers,
first time we walked
drove
out of the
by.
house to walk, it was our first or second day back here, and we get halfway to Wawa, and one of our old dealers like turns around. He was like, "Yo!" Comes up. I'm like, "What's up?" He was like, "What's up? Y'all good?" He was like, "Where y'all been?" So we told him. He was like, and surprisingly, he was like, "That's good, man. I'm proud of y'all. Keep up the good work." You know what I mean? And pulled off. He didn't offer us nothing. He didn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's
You staying strong.
yeah.
But, like,
And then
being down-
I just last time we were up here, I got locked up, because there was some issues with court. I was waiting on something to happen before I turned myself in, so they wouldn't hold me, so I could get a new court date. And the sheriff ended up coming out of the courthouse and seeing me standing there and locked me up. So I sat for, I think, 4 days.
4 days.
But literally, as soon as I walked in Delaware County Prison and got on the block, within 20 minutes, like 5 people were asking me, yo, do you get high? You want this? You want that? I'm like, nah, I'm good, bro.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Like, what do you want to do? No plans yet, or just day by day?
I mean, everything's been happening so fast, you know. We got a lot of stuff
Going on
in the pipeline, you know what I mean? Hopefully, I mean, our ultimate goal is to like travel and have like a traveling ministry. Get like a big RV, and you know.
You think about drug counseling, like counseling other people?
So when we were at the Fix, they go to Kensington every other month and try and help people, and they're actually opening a Fix in Philly. And my goal when I was there was I wanted me and Brian to be able to run it, like go back and help people, because like all of our friends are out there, you know what I mean?
You get paid for drug counseling too.
Yeah. I know, like ministry work, like you don't, but that's why I really want to like do a movie or something and get paid for that. Just
when I was going to the methadone clinic,
I just want to do mission work, you know what I mean? But you need money to do that.
When I was going to the methadone clinic, I had 3 different counselors, and they were all ex-addicts. Yeah. And they get paid good money.
I was just looking into schools. My pastor is a real estate person, so I was going to go and try and do real estate school. But really, I just want a house. I want all my kids and his kids.
Right? You don't think you'll be a good speaker about that to educate others and help others?
Yeah, I mean, and that like our ministry work is pretty much drug and alcohol. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
he gets nervous. He still hasn't even told his like testimony yet. You know what I mean? Like
he's time.
He
has plenty of time.
Well, no, the reason I didn't, so Britt had, you know, told Little her testimony at a recovery walk that the Fix was at or running. I think it was theirs. Yeah, it was their recovery run or walk. And so they had me and her go up on stage, and after she got done talking, she's like, you know, is there anything you want to say? And I'm like, nope, what she said. And then everybody's like, well, why did she say anything? You know what I mean? And like, so we got down off of the thing, and we're walking around talking to people, and this lady approached us. And so her group of family members and friends, they like raised the most money for the walk. So she comes up and she starts talking, and come to find out, she had just buried her son. I don't know, within the last year maybe. Don't quote me on that, but like recently. Right. And you know, she's crying, I'm crying, and she's like, you know, if you can't ever do it for yourself or your wife or your kids, like, do it for my son.
Right.
And I was like, oh, you know what I mean? It's like, it makes me feel good, but it's just like, for me, it's like added pressure. You know what I mean? And I don't want to feel like a hypocrite and give my testimony, and then my history is always being on death's door, going into a rehab, or going into jail, coming out, rebuilding, getting everything back, and that's when my ego kicks in. That's when my pride kicks in, and
it took me time too.
You know
when
I
did my testimony, it was in Southfield, Virginia. I don't know if you know where Southfield is at. It's about 20 minutes from Richmond.
Yeah, that's where we're at.
Okay,
we're like 20 minutes. We're 20 minutes. We're 20 minutes south of.
And I was there, and it took me some time because every time I went to go do it, I told my sister, "I'm going to do it today. I'll do it today." But every time I went to church, it was like 100 people there. I couldn't do it. I was like stage fright.
Right.
But then I just went up there, put my head down to the ground, and I just said it. You know what I mean?
I just like want people to know, like, me and him, like, have been through so much together, apart, you know what I mean? And like the way we are now, like our relationship is better than ever. Like if we would have stayed out there, like I would have lost my marriage, and I know that. Like just the craziness, you know.
Yeah. I've seen it.
Like
I have to come over.
And that's a lot of the reason why I left, you know what I mean? And wanted to get out of Kensington was to save my marriage. And like I remember his mom saying, like, you guys are either gonna make it or you're gonna be drug partners, you know what I mean? And
I
like I
already knew you
didn't
were going to
want
make it. I
that.
already knew you were, because you were always together, loved each other, and you were always talking about, we're going to go, we're going to go. I never pressured you. I was like, don't go, just give them time. It takes time, you know?
You definitely
But,
got to be ready,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
and you had each other's support. That
It
helps.
took us almost 5 or 6 weeks, or something like that, 4 to 6 weeks after the first time we had met everybody from the Fix and from Beacon Hill, and before we made that decision to go. You know what I mean? She was ready the first day, and then I started making excuses. I'm like, well, if we're going 5 hours away and we're going to be there for a year, because it's technically a year-long program. You know, I want to talk to the kids and this, that, and the third. And then she's like, we've been out on the streets for 3 years. You ain't been worried about.
3 years straight.
Yeah. You ain't been, I mean, there was a couple times where we may have stayed at a friend's house down here for a couple weeks or something, but for the most part, yeah.
Lynn says, just be strong and read God's word. He'll change your whole life around.
Definitely true.
Mm-hmm. And if you would have told me 5 minutes before that bus pulled up that I was going to be headed down to Virginia to a faith-based program, I would have bet my life on it that I wouldn't. You know what I mean?
But like they help you with anything and everything. If you need something, there's 20 church people that will help you. You know what I mean?
Like, we literally went down there with the clothes on our back.
Like he works with someone from church. We're always with our pastor or like Brandon and Jeff, and we're with their family, and like we became one family. You know what I mean? And like
you just had it rough.
it's crazy.
You know how I know you had it rough besides the drugs? You know how I know you had it rough? When I did my live in the tent and I put that light on, he was like, "Oh my God, we got light!" Remember that? Oh, and then you showed me how to the what's it called, the heat.
Oh, the sterno.
You were squeezing the
the alcohol, the hand sanitizer.
Hand sanitizer. Remember that? I never knew that.
Yeah.
I remember my foot was bandaged one time,
And that little
I
candle kept the whole
sweatpants.
thing warm.
Yeah, and there was a sterno in the car we were sitting in, and I didn't realize, and I stepped in it. My whole bandage and sweatpants catch on fire.
I already know your worst when you saw that dead body in that bag, right?
Yeah, I mean that wasn't.
I would have thought it was a dog or something.
No, but there was dogs.
No, but
in bags down there.
what did you see in that bag that you knew it was a body?
You can see his knee sticking out.
You saw his knee?
Yeah.
Like in your
No,
hand?
so it was wrapped. There was a bag over his head, but it was wrapped in a comforter. So I lifted the comforter, and there was maggots and blood everywhere. And then you could see his knees. He had ripped jeans on like this, and he was like in fetal position, so you could see his knees under the guardrail.
That happened, guys. That happened at the Rocky Bridge. Remember I always told you about the Rocky Bridge where Rocky
Somerset
ran?
Bridge.
Yeah, he turned around to the kids. Come on, come on. That's where she found that body. Wow.
Yeah, and then there was like, what was there, like 2 or 3 cop cars there that showed up afterwards.
How many bodies were in the train tracks in the 3 years you was there?
I don't know, but we had cops come down like waking us up, like asking if we seen this person, if we seen that person.
Really?
Yeah, they were looking. They were looking for somebody that raped 2 young boys, I think, down there.
And you would get nervous when they go in, cops looking
Yeah.
in there.
He's like, is she dead? Remember?
But yeah, it was rough down there. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy.
So what do you do now? Like at work?
I mean,
Construction.
yeah, just whenever it's available.
Freelance construction.
Yeah, whenever it's available.
Like my brother, he has a business. It's freelance. Whenever he has something.
Well, I had to wait to get my my birth certificate, so I got that now. So now I can start applying.
You do electrician, plumbing, and stuff like that.
We do it everything.
I do plumbing, not electrician.
I mean, I'm a painter by trade.
Okay.
I've been a painter.
Yeah,
I started
do
painting
plumbing.
with my dad at like 15
they
years
got
old.
Plex now, you know that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mess with electrical. I'm scared.
Yeah, he works with his friend Josh, and he's an HVAC guy, so like he's like teaching him that stuff. And then Rayan and son is an electrician, so like he'll do stuff with him, but well, not really electrical work, but that's what he did.
Kensington is bad. I'm surprised you don't know Amber yet.
I know who she is.
You know what she is now?
Mhm.
She's back out there. She's back out there.
Yeah, they
Sad.
just had 2 people from the last mission trip that they brought back. Unfortunately, they went back, but
That's where Amber needs to go, like where you guys went.
Yeah, so they brought that. So this kid, he was actually homeless where we were, And Brian actually saved him from stabbing someone and killing the kid.
Really?
Yeah.
And then I got snuck with a 2x4 in the process.
Really?
And then I
Knocked
maced
you
the
out?
kid.
No.
I maced the kid that 2x4'd him.
Where this happened at?
Right at the bridge.
Right at the
Oh,
bridge.
shit.
But so that kid came down and they brought him to the hospital where we went, and we went there and sat with them, and only one person could go back with him. And Brian was texting me. He's like, "Oh my God, I'm not gonna say his name, but he was like, it's him." And
I didn't recognize him at first. I kind of recognized him, but I wasn't sure. And he was like, "Where were you staying at up there?" And I told him. He was like, "Yo, it's me. You don't remember you stopped me from stabbing so and so?" Because they got into a fight and he stabbed him he stabbed him one time with a screwdriver.
So do you think that works? Like sending someone like Amber to Florida to rehab instead of full love?
So if they're going, all right. So when we went down to Virginia, like we didn't detox. You know what I mean? Like we went to a hospital and they didn't give us any medication. Yeah, without medication. Right. He looked over at me and was like, "Britt, I'm going to kill you for bringing me here." But like now he says it was the best thing that ever happened to him. Right. You know what I mean?
Because you probably would be like on strips right now.
Well, no, if I wouldn't have been as sick as I was, I would have probably left.
Yeah.
But I think you need to go far away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's a lot harder. We were in the middle of nowhere. There's not even roads.
Somebody commented on my Amber video and said, "You think Florida got good rehabs? They're just as bad as Philly." That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about getting her away from Philly. If she goes to Florida and she wants to leave, what's she going to do? Walk to Philly?
Yeah, because the first time they sent us to the B Wellness Center at 8th and Girard, and like they walked us down to Rock Ministries, and Rock Ministries put us in there, and we left after 5 days.
I just watched that.
Yeah. So like we didn't even stay there, and then they couldn't find us.
But it don't matter. It doesn't matter where you go. Like you could put me in Antarctica. If I want to get high, I'm gonna find something to get high.
Right. People say that there's drugs in Florida too, but it's easier if you're from Philly because you know.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you're out of your comfort zone. Yeah, but eventually, if you want to, I understand. If you're back in that mindset.
But AML Films help people go to Florida and they stay clean.
Right.
But when they were here, a week or two, they're back on the streets. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
It really, I mean, it comes down to the person. You know what I mean? If you're ready, you're going to do what you got to do.
I always
you know
say that.
I mean?
You gotta be ready.
Like, you have to be ready. Like, I told my mom, I was like, why didn't you ever send me to a faith-based program before? She's like, I've tried sending you to Teen Challenge. Like,
definitely did.
And I never, like, reciprocated. You know what I mean? Like, I just wasn't ready for that.
Yeah, there's a girl out there now called Sid. SYD.
Yeah, I know she is.
She has, like, blonde hair. Mm-hmm. I was helping her out. I called her mom. They met at the 30th Street station, and her mom said, "I'll put her in rehab." They put her in rehab. She said she left after 3 days. This is the 4th time this year she left.
I couldn't.
So when I saw Sid again, when I saw her again, she said, "Dude, I need to get out of Philly." Mm-hmm. That's why I always say that.
And plus, not only are you in your comfort zone, you're running into people that you were getting high with on the streets. You know
that's what happened with Amber. She got clean. I saw her in Kansas City smoking a blunt. I said, "What are you doing here?" "Oh, I'm not doing nothing. I'm just smoking weed." I said, "You can't hang around with these people. You're going to relapse." And he did.
Yeah, like my pastor is going back up Kensington next month. And I'm like, "I'm coming. Yay, I want to see everybody." And he's like, "No, you're not. You're not going to."
Put the brakes on that.
Girlie. Yeah, hit the like button. So hit the like button. Yeah.
He's so cute.
So this is what's going on with me. People send me some donations, and I try to save it up on my Emerald card, like $100, so I can buy supplies. People don't sell supplies no more.
Right.
You know, we already talked about this.
So did you hear about the new thing they're doing?
What's that?
I just read that now they're saying they're going to start fining. So like the wound care vans and stuff, they're going to start fining them if they're parked on certain areas in the city. And then they're going to
ticket.
Yeah. So they're trying to get it into one centralized location.
Right.
Instead of just being able to pull off to the side of the road.
Right.
Like even the temple vans and all that.
That's not going to affect me because I walk around.
Well, no, I know that. But I'm just saying.
But like the fix, they come up with doctors, nurses. They got a whole wound care bus.
Well, but that's why I haven't been down Kansas because I don't want to go down there and record and not give nothing back. I always give out supplies and I don't have it.
Yeah, but even though like it wasn't about you giving us gloves or the neck warmers, the
Yeah.
hand warmers,
Yeah.
like just having someone there, like saying like you got this, you know what I mean, like
Yeah.
supporting you and loving on you
Yeah.
means more than those things that you're going to lose anyway.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I never pressured y'all, but I know you can do it. I know it. You have each other's support. That's the strongest. Like when you get married, your two bodies come one, but you got two minds. And I knew you was gonna get off the street. It was just a matter of time. But every time, I'm not gonna lie. Every time I went to the tent, I saw y'all. I was a little disappointed. Y'all are still out here. But let me not say nothing.
You know, you go out there and you're like, oh, I wish Brittany and Brian were here just to see us.
Yeah, to say hi. That's about it. But we can do that through the phone now. But I'm glad I had to drive 5 hours to Virginia, though. You know what I mean? When you told me you was coming out here, I'm like, yeah, because I was
Yeah,
gonna
so
go.
right now I have to come up here every month to see my PO. So I just had to see him yesterday, pass my drug test.
Yeah, I was gonna go out there in October after my lawsuit goes through, but since you told me you was coming, say, hey, I'm 15 minutes from, 20 minutes from here.
And then like I like coming it because I get to see my kids. Like Sunday, I got my son's baseball game. I got my daughter's field hockey game. So like next month, I have my daughter's homecoming dance.
Saturday,
So,
we're having my son's birthday party.
yeah, so like when we come up, we stay
Like
a couple
a week,
days so we can see everybody. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
I mean, it's harder now. Now everyone's in school, so it's more like the weekend.
I miss Kensington videos. I really do. I do. But see, I'm not working right now, so this is my income. And people tell me, oh, forget about Kensington. Just do what you're doing. I don't get a lot of views. On Kensington, I do. You know what I'm saying? But I refuse to go to Kensington and record people's misery and not give back. I can't do that. I just can't. You know what I mean? I just
but
can't do
just
it.
showing like the world, you know what I mean? What's really going on?
Yeah,
and,
but I could do that in my car.
Right.
You know what I mean? But people don't like that either. I can't win. Don't play music. Play music. Don't be in the car. Walk. Like, people tell me what to do, but they don't want to support and help. You know what I mean? I try. You know what I mean? But I miss going to Kensington. I really do. I miss it a lot. But I'll wait.
Yeah, like they bring like the fix, like they'll bring people from the house, like men or women that have never been out there, and like the first time they went, they came back and like the girl in the house that I was at like hugged me and was like, I never knew what you went through. You know what I mean? Like just going out there, like they're like so heartbroken for the next couple of days after coming back. You know what I mean? Like people never seen a place like that. Like it's sad.
I get comments from all over the world. All over the world. People was like, I thought America was so great, and why is your government allowing that? Like,
but like just to see people being able to get out of it, you know what I mean, and like live a better life than they ever lived, like is just hope right there. You know what I mean? It's just, I just wish I could get everyone out.
But let me see how long this has been on. 43 minutes. Is there anything you want to add before I close? Anything you want to add, Brian?
I'm glad you got to see us on the other side.
Oh man, it's great.
Yeah.
Once I shut this off, we can chill here for as long as you want, and we'll talk more. This is I don't know how this is gonna be a long shot, but it's possible. There's a lot of addicts and ex-addicts watch my show. If there's an addict user right now watching, what advice you give them about Kensington?
Stay away.
Stay away. Hear that?
Do whatever you can to get out of it because it'll tear you apart. I mean, situations I put myself in, situations that have happened to us, can really break someone. You know what I mean? And you might never get a chance to get out of it, or you could be killed out there or overdose out there. Like, it's just not worth it. And being like clean now and talking to my family and kids and seeing how much damage I really did when I thought I was only hurting myself breaks my heart. You know what I mean? Like my mom posting like, and my friend Rosie put up flyers on the poles out there that I never even seen. Like, please help me find Brittany. And like my mom and sister driving out there, and his parents not knowing where we were and not talking to us. Like reading all that stuff, and like it's just so sad. And I see a lot. Like I go on the Kensington Post and like I'll message families like if I know the person, like where to find them.
I see mothers out there showing me pictures.
Yeah, like it's sad, and like you're not just hurting yourself, like you're hurting everyone. And like tomorrow's never promised. You might never get the chance to tell the person you love them again. To give, like, my mom is like, thank you. Like, she's less stressed. She can sleep at night. You know what I mean? Like,
You're proof they can be done.
it's just,
Both of you.
like, I don't want to say I wish I could change my life because I don't. You know what I mean? Like, it makes me who I am today. But I wish that my family and kids didn't have to go through not having me.
Right,
you know
right,
what I
right.
mean?
But you're starting all over again. It just is it. You got many years of life ahead of you.
Yeah.
And
I just took my daughter to get matching tattoos with me. So she got no matter what with a butterfly right here, and I got no matter where. And I'm like, I want no matter what because I'm there for you no matter what. And she's like, no, I'm getting no matter what because I'm always there for you. You're getting no matter where because I didn't even know where you were.
Wow. Wow. So you just say stay away.
Yeah. It's
you
it's easy to,
I remember, man.
It's easy to get trapped up there.
Videos of you guys, man. You stressing.
Not even that. Like, I always used to cover up my feelings and emotions and anything. And like today, like, I read the Bible, you know what I mean? And that will take me right out of my mood. Or if I'm like feeling down or feeling lazy or tired and I read the Bible, like, it tells me how to live. It tells me how to be a better person. And like, I stand by that, you know what I mean? Like, going to church and being surrounded by positive people and loving people, and we have no negativity in our lives. Like, it really works and it changes your life.
I used to tell people that when I did Sleep in the Streets of Kensington, part 1, 2, and 3, I would sleep on the bench in the Needle Park, and I'd be nervous. I mean, I hear gunshots and that, but when I used to get high, I was numb to all that. It didn't bother
I used to think they were fireworks.
Yeah, it didn't bother me. But when you're straight, I bet you just go sleep in the tent tonight out there. Sober.
No. All right,
Sober.
so in Virginia, I get scared to go outside at night and smoke a cigarette. And we're not even in a bad area.
Exactly.
But, like, I'm like, dude, I was never like this in Kensington.
Exactly. Like, drugs,
why am I,
it's
like,
crazy.
scared
it's
now?
Crazy. People say, why do little women out there at 3 in the morning, like, they're going to get raped? They don't care. It doesn't bother them. They're not scared.
He's like, you walk so slow now. And I'm like, because I'm not on a mission.
Right,
I'm not going to chase something. You know what I mean?
I remember you was always,
oh, God.
you know where I'm going. You thought that me and him was having an affair, man. Everybody wanted him.
Everyone wanted Brian.
I couldn't believe it. I gave you some stuff. Oh,
she thought that I was communicating with all these girls around the city, right? You know how they mark the sidewalk to dig up pipes, and there's like black dots or red dots.
Right.
She thought I was putting red dots and black dots, and girls were putting red dots and black dots, and we were communicating.
But that's because when we first got together, he would text me ...
Right.
Meaning like, is anyone around? Can we talk? So when I see dots on the ground, I'm like, it brought me there, and I'm like, Brian, you're talking to somebody.
Blues Clues.
And then we would go to like 8th and Market and sleep, and like I would see girls from Kensington there, and I'm like, did you tell her you were going to be
I'm like, Brett, that's a dude, and she's
here?
like, that's a girl dressed like a dude following you. I'm like, dude, you're losing your mind.
The first time I knew you was losing it is when I found you under the bridge with him. Why'd you come down here? She thinks I want to be with the girls up there, so we had to move down here.
Yeah.
She
Thank
thought,
God,
you
like,
moved under the bridge. That's crazy.
Like when I went back out there, like the one girl like gave me a hug, and like she was the one who was like, Britt, I'm gonna beat you the F up, like if you accuse me of sleeping with your husband again, because I do not want him. She's like, you are my friend. I'm like, you guys want him.
I think it was the cold.
It definitely was. It was bath salts. It wasn't even good.
Bath salt.
Yeah.
What do you mean bath salt?
Bath salts.
It numbs you like coke?
Yeah.
It makes you psychotic too.
Dude, the last time I did it,
it's crazy.
So I don't know if you know the red hair lady that does the homeless outreach. What's her name?
The little short lady.
Yeah, what's her name?
I didn't talk about. I marched with her. I marched with her down the street.
So
she
was helping us. She was the one that helped us get into the shelter when we were there. We got into the shelter up in like North Philly. I don't know, like for like 2 or 3 weeks. But so I did bath salts and I seized out from it. Well,
what's that mean, seized out?
Like had a seizure.
Like had a seizure.
Seizure.
Yeah.
Seizure.
So while I was having a seizure, I guess Britt had seen it happening, so she ran over and grabbed me and was holding me down on the ground. The lady seen us. She came over with somebody she was working with. In my mind, she was holding me at gunpoint, and yeah, I thought. And then Britt's like, put something.
He's throwing all his drugs out his pockets. I'm like, every time you do this, you throw your drugs everywhere. Stop.
So she's like,
and I had to like hold him, and like everyone.
They kept saying, "Do you want to lay him down?"
No one helped me.
Right, like lay him down to help him, because I was holding on to the fence and I was seizing out. So I'm thinking in my head, they got a gun to me and they're like, "We're gonna lay him down, like shoot him." And then when I came to and she's standing there, I'm like, she's living a double life. Like, she's helping the homeless during the day and like offering people at night.
Yeah,
dude,
yeah.
I was tripping, bro.
Yeah. There's no drugs out there anymore. This stuff is, I don't even know what this is.
Nothing.
Labs.
It's all synthetic. Yeah.
Yeah. There's no drugs out there no more.
It's not.
And you hear about the
worse.
one girl that just died in Pick?
No,
In a jail up on State Road?
Yeah, State Road.
Yeah, she just got picked up on like Thursday.
A sweep out there.
Yeah,
Where's she died
on G
from?
Street.
I think withdrawal.
Withdrawal.
That's what I'm saying. You see,
I mean, we don't know. She may have had something that they didn't find.
But they did say people.
But it was like
withdrawal.
4 days later. She was in jail for 3 or 4 days,
Right.
and then
Rhiannon
died.
Yeah.
said when we went to the
You're
hospital.
not going to die next day. It's going to take 4 or 5 days.
Right.
Like when we went to the hospital down there, like they don't know about Trank in Virginia or nothing. So like we had like wounds and stuff, and like I remember the doctor came in and was like, "Oh, we need an infectious disease doctor." I'm like, "Don't say my husband has an infectious disease." Like I started freaking out, but like she was like, "Your health was so bad," and then like we were on medicines, and now I'm on blood pressure medicine. Like my heart isn't good, my lymph nodes are enlarged, and like all that. Like I almost had a stroke in jail. Like crazy. I'm 39. You know what I mean? Like that should not happen.
You know what they're going through right now in them streets.
Yeah, it's bad.
It is bad.
Yeah.
We saw our friend Tommy. I saw a video of him, and his legs are still black. You know what I mean? Like, and he had that when we were out there, and we've been gone 6 months.
I got to get back out there. I just have to. You see, I'm gonna be honest. I just don't like the drama. I don't like. Every time I go down there, I carry. So I gotta watch my back. Mm-hmm. People get robbed. Mm-hmm. Mal, his neighbor was trying to rob him, and AML film. Like, it's just a lot of shit going on down there. When I'm carrying a camera, I gotta hide it when I see the dealers because I don't want to think I'm taping them. I shouldn't have to feel like that, but I want to help. You know what I'm saying? I want to be out. I want to be out there.
Changed my name on my video. Did I tell you?
No.
So remember it said like married prostitute or whatever. Well, Rhiannon contacted them, was like, "She's not that. Take that down."
That's not
No,
AML
that's
Films.
All Time Media.
That's All Time
Media.
Yeah, that's not AML Films.
And
Yeah,
and
10
they
minutes.
changed it to married and homeless after that. She's like, "That is not who they are. We have them now."
Yeah, that's not AML. AML Film doesn't do that. AML Film is a saint, man. Like, you gotta check him out.
Yeah, I don't know which ones I look at then.
Just
Maybe I have to look at
AML Films. His name is Mal. It's like he's a saint.
I remember you talking about him before.
He sent.
And then they got like
he sent people to Florida and everything.
Wasn't he in the hospital? Is he doing okay?
Yeah, I went to go visit him. Yeah.
Now they got
Okay,
people
now?
doing
He's doing better now. Yeah.
They got people doing YouTube videos like glorifying.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
it gets me
it's
mad. They
crazy.
come from California with 2 million subscribers. They come to Kensington, do an hour video, and they got millions of views the next day. That
Because
bothers me.
That's
I don't like that.
But like I just
That's
seen one
where
the other
that's
day. Like
it's sad,
the
but that's
dude is
what
out
the world
there.
wants to see people's downfall.
The dude is out there like getting high with people. You know what I mean? And like glorifying it. Like there's nothing glorious about that.
It's
nothing.
Not. It's not. It's sad. But I got to get back out there. I really do, man. I don't know. I'm risking. People say, why would you risk it if you got a little son? Something can happen. You just said your kid's mother got shot in the back of the head. I just can't stay away. Ever since I was small, me and my grandma did it. Before internet, before cell phones. That's why I don't pay no mind when people say, "Oh, you're just doing it for the money."
Yeah, but you're helping people.
Yeah,
You know what I
no,
mean?
but you got trolls be like, "Oh, you're doing it for the money, dude. I've been doing it before cell phones. What are you talking about? You don't know me.
Mm-hmm.
But get the hell out of here. Beat it."
But that
You know what I
comes
mean?
down to who cares. You know
Yeah,
what's in
I know.
your heart.
Yeah, I
You
know.
what
And
you're
then
doing.
they say, "Why do you film?" Because I have a platform now. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to go to a church and go get it. People can send it to me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, It's just haters, haters, haters. And you know what I don't like? When people talk about you guys and they never did opioids before. Why don't you just get off the street, man? Don't they got kids? They never did opioids before, but they have a lot to say.
I get it. I mean, if you don't know, you
Yeah,
don't know.
you don't
know
Even
what I
people
mean?
that used to get high that are clean now, they judge too. You
But
know
I used
what
to, I used to do
Everyone's
this.
gonna
I used to do
judge
the same
when they're not in. You didn't walk in our shoes.
Right.
You don't know what we went through
Right.
out there before.
Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me? Let me get out of here and do this. That's reconnecting. Can you guys hear me? All right, so we're gonna end this, guys. You heard it, guys. If you want to help out with wound care, send it. I want to get back out there. I'm almost there. But yeah, I want to get back out there. I know you're enjoying. I want to today. I'm going to edit. I was inside Independence Hall today. You guys have been asking, why don't you go inside Independence Hall? I went today and I got the video. I got to go edit it, so I'll be posting that today. I'm glad they decided to go live because now I don't have to edit this. You saw it. You know what I was going to do? I was going to take some of your little clips from Kennington, like in the beginning, and then if we would record it, I was going to edit that.
Can we still do that or no?
No, this is live.
Oh, you can't.
Yeah,
You can't go back in and edit.
You know,
Yeah, I
record.
can, but
Right.
I don't do nothing to the live. Just
Right.
you know what I'm saying. I hope, can it? Somebody say yes that you can hear us.
Hit the like button.
Somebody said yeah.
Somebody say yeah. Okay, great. What the hell did I do?
like
That's the.
button.
All right, listen. We're gonna go. Elias is hungry. Go over there and say goodbye. On the other side. Say goodbye. And tell him what to do. Hey, tell him.
Goodbye.
And do what?
Hit the like button.
Hit the like button. Shout out.
Bye.
But so thank you guys. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. And I'll be uploading today. So remember, guys, love is the key. Drama free. Heal the past. Live the present. Dream the future. Love, health, peace, and happiness to all. Thank you, guys. Say bye.
Bye.